Hello, and welcome to our deeper journey into the profound world of the Diamond Sutra. In our previous sessions, we explored no self and no phenomena, the realization that there is no fixed self and no fixed laws. Today we'll move to the next level, no dwelling and no attainment, the mind that rests nowhere and the wisdom that seeks nothing. From chapter 17 to 24, we find the most practical yet profound teachings in the Diamond Sutra. These aren't just theoretical insights. They're specific guidance on how to practice what we've learned in daily life, how to live without attachment. For those of us living in modern times, these teachings aren't mere philosophy, but practical wisdom that can fundamentally transform our lives. What we'll explore today has special meaning for our achievement-focused modern society. We live under constant pressure to get something, to reach somewhere. But these teachings show us that true freedom actually comes when we let go of all that grasping. Please relax your mind and join me on this journey of wisdom. The power of sharing wisdom. The Diamond Sutra tells us, if someone filled countless universes with precious jewels and gave them all away, that would create great merit. But if a good man or woman simply understood and shared even 4 lines of this teaching with others, that merit would be far greater. Let me put this simply. Even if you filled the entire cosmos with treasure and gave it all away, it wouldn't compare to truly understanding just one verse of this scripture and sharing it with someone else. These 4 lines refer to a short verse that captures the essential teaching. This might sound hard to understand at first. How can spiritual teaching be greater than material giving? But there's deep wisdom here. Material help is temporary, but teachings that change the heart bring eternal freedom. Buddha is comparing Dharma giving with material giving. Money and things are good to share, of course, but sharing teachings that transform minds and lead to awakening is more fundamental help. It's like the difference between giving someone a fish to eat for a day or teaching them to fish so they never go hungry. Think about your own life. What stays with you longer, when someone gave you money or when someone shared words that changed your perspective? Money gets spent and disappears, but wisdom carved into your heart helps you for life. When you want to help someone, temporary material aid is sometimes needed. But what's more important is helping them develop the strength to solve their own problems. Teaching someone to fish rather than giving them a fish, that's true compassion. Starting today, try sharing even small insights you've gained with others. You don't need to give grand sermons. Just naturally mention in daily conversation, I learned something interesting. That small sharing might change someone's life. True helpers don't think they're helping. Buddha continues, Subhuti, if a bodhisattva thinks I am saving beings, they cannot be called a bodhisattva. Why? Because there is no real I who saves, no real people who are saved, and no real act of saving. This is the heart of giving without dwelling. Helping others without getting stuck on the idea that you're helping. Do good deeds without getting proud about doing good deeds. Love without getting attached to the feeling of loving. No I means there's no fixed self. No person means there's no separate individual. No being means there's no separate entity to be saved. No life means there's no separate subject living. Everything is connected and interdependent. This connects to existential philosophy too, Sartre said, "Existence precedes essence." Humans don't have a predetermined nature. We create ourselves moment by moment. This aligns with Buddhism's teaching of no fixed self. What does this mean for daily life? When caring for family, approach it with the heart we're all becoming happy together, rather than, I'm sacrificing for my family. This makes care more natural and sustainable. At work, instead of thinking, I'm working for the company, try the mindset, we're all creating good results together. This makes work more creative and joyful. When volunteering, instead of feeling superior like I'm helping poor people, approach it naturally. We're all connected, so helping each other is natural. That becomes true sharing. Starting today, gradually let go of the thought I'm helping when you help someone. Instead, have the heart we're all getting better together. That small change will completely transform your relationships and life. Natural beauty needs no effort. Buddha continues, Subhuti, if a bodhisattva says, I will create a magnificent Buddha land, they are not a true bodhisattva. Why? Because what I call magnificent is not actually magnificent. That's why it's called magnificent. This contains even deeper wisdom. A true seeker doesn't even have the grand ambition, I will create a perfect world. Because truly beautiful worlds don't come from artificial effort to make things beautiful, but from naturalness just as it is. A magnificent Buddha land means the perfect pure land where Buddha dwells. But Buddha says that perfection isn't specially decorated perfection. It's natural perfection beyond all artificial decoration. Like spring flowers blooming, no one deliberately made them beautiful. They naturally bloom when conditions are right. This is very similar to Taoism's teaching of wu-wei, non-action. Laozi said, by not forcing, nothing remains undone. True beauty appears when you don't try to force it. We see this in our daily lives too. The most beautiful moments usually come when we're not planning them. Laughing with family, having a heart-to-heart with a friend, feeling peace in nature, these moments can't be artificially created. Starting today, try being a little more natural. Don't stress trying to look perfect. Just accept yourself as you are. Don't strain to make your home perfect. It's enough if your family can rest comfortably there. At work, too, don't push yourself to create perfect results. Do your best, but let the results happen naturally. In relationships, don't try to change others to suit you. Try accepting them as they are. True beauty isn't something you force. It appears naturally when you're genuine. Your natural self is already beautiful enough. # understanding no self completely. Buddha says, Subhuti, if a bodhisattva has truly mastered the teaching of no self, then I call them a genuine bodhisattva. This summarizes the core of everything we've learned. The teaching of no self means there's no fixed self and no fixed laws. When you don't just understand this theoretically, but actually embody it and practice it in daily life, then you become a true seeker. What does mastering no self mean? It means not being attached to the concept of I, and also not being attached to the concept of no I. Understanding that both I exist and I don't exist are just concepts. This is very subtle wisdom. At first you're attached to self, then through practice you realize no self, but then you might get attached to no self. You might become proud. I've realized no self, but true no self doesn't even cling to the concept of no self. What does this look like in daily life? When someone praises you, you don't get arrogant thinking, I'm wonderful. And when someone criticizes you, you don't despair thinking, I'm worthless. You understand that both praise and criticism are temporary phenomena. When you succeed, you don't get proud thinking, I'm amazing. And when you fail, you don't get dejected thinking, I'm incompetent. You understand that success and failure are just temporary results that don't define your essence. Starting today, gradually practice this free mind. Step away from the fixed identity, I am this kind of person. Live with a heart open to new possibilities each moment. That's true practice of no self. #, Buddha attained nothing. Buddha asks, Subhuti, what do you think? Did the Buddha attain perfect enlightenment? Subhuti answers, no, world-honored one. There was nothing for the Buddha to attain. This is the most paradoxical yet essential part of the Diamond Sutra. When asked if Buddha achieved complete awakening, Subhuti answers, no, Buddha attained nothing at all. This is the teaching of no attainment. Why? Because true enlightenment is realizing. There was nothing to attain. At first you try to gain enlightenment, but when you finally reach it, you discover there was nothing to gain, and no one to gain it. Like searching for glasses you thought you lost, only to find they were on your head all along. This connects to Zen Buddhism's core insight. The sixth patriarch Huineng said, originally, there is not a single thing. What we struggle to attain through enlightenment was already our original nature. We don't bring it from outside. This understanding can free you from constant achievement pressure. You can let go of the compulsion to have more, climb higher, get more recognition. You realize that who you are right now is already enough. It also reduces fear of failure. If there's nothing to lose, there's nothing to fail at. If you originally possess nothing, nothing can be taken away. This isn't resignation. It's true freedom. Starting today, try having this kind of mind. Instead of thinking I must attain something, consider, what do I already have? A healthy body, a thinking mind, the capacity to love. These treasures are already within you. Going further, don't even cling to those treasures as mine. They're just universal gifts temporarily appearing through you. Thinking this way, you become grateful for everything and simultaneously free from everything. #, even Buddha's teachings aren't Buddha's teachings. Buddha continues, Subhuti, don't call the teachings I've shared Buddha's teachings. What we call Buddha's teachings are not Buddha's teachings. That's why they're called Buddha's teachings. This is an even deeper teaching. Even Buddha's teachings shouldn't be grasped as absolute truth. All teachings are just skillful means, like boats that should be abandoned once you reach the other shore. This calls for fundamental reflection on religion and ideology. Even the best teachings can become poison if you cling to them. This is why Buddha says even his own teachings aren't his teachings. This is like the metaphor of finger pointing at the moon. When someone points at the moon and says, look, you shouldn't stare at the finger. You should look at the moon. But people often get fixated on the finger and miss the moon entirely. All religious teachings are just fingers pointing at the moon. But don't misunderstand this and fall into nihilism. If everything is meaningless, why do anything? That's not Buddha's intention. Rather, he's saying to break free from attachment so you can act more freely. A person crossing a river in a boat abandons the boat after crossing and continues their journey. They don't get attached to the boat and carry it on their back. Similarly, use teachings when needed, then naturally let them go when they're no longer necessary. Starting today, try having an open mind, even about things you're sure of. Ask yourself, is this really true? Could there be other perspectives? This isn't irresponsible relativism. It's an open attitude toward deeper truth. When you disagree with others, instead of insisting, I'm right and you're wrong, try thinking, we're looking from different angles. This makes richer understanding possible instead of conflict. ## closing today's journey. Today we explored chapters 17 to 24 of the Diamond Sutra, diving deep into the teachings of no dwelling and no attainment. We learned how this paradoxical wisdom of having nothing to gain and nowhere to rest can make our lives more free and abundant. From the teaching that Dharma giving is greater than material giving, we learned about the power of spiritual sharing beyond material sharing. We reflected on what mastering no self means and what the true heart of a seeker looks like. Through the teaching of no attainment, that even Buddha gained nothing, we contemplated what true achievement really means. We also shared the wisdom of not absolutizing any teaching, and the realization that even concepts like big are relative. I hope all these teachings don't remain mere theory. I hope your daily life begins to change bit by bit starting tomorrow. Try having a grateful heart for what you already have, instead of struggling to gain something. Practice the free mind that helps others without getting attached to the idea of helping. Live without comparison, love without attachment, embody wisdom without dwelling anywhere. You don't need to be perfect. Change little by little, slowly, at your own pace. And please share even the small realizations you felt today with people around you. That itself is the highest Dharma giving. Your small sharing might become the catalyst that changes someone's life. Next time, we'll explore the final teachings of the Diamond Sutra together, chapters 25 to 32, including the profound wisdom about conditioned and unconditioned phenomena, and the ultimate insight contained in the sutra's final verse. Thank you sincerely for sharing this precious time with me today. May the wisdom of the Diamond Sutra become a lamp illuminating your daily life and a key that frees your heart. May you create more free and peaceful days with the wisdom of no dwelling and no attainment.